Hello and welcome to Curry TV. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to be making baby clams roast with fresh coconut slices. It's a very common thing to Kerala dishes or Kerala cuisine because we have fresh water running all around us because we are just right in the middle of it. So there's so much access to even transportation is also relied on through these backwaters. So one of the main common things that we see is a lot of varieties of fish or seafood. Amongst one is clams, baby clams. So I was just visiting a local Asian store here and I came across these beauties, which means half my work is done because this is wild caught and it's already pre-cooked. It's not seasoned, but it's pre-cooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform this into my style, Kerala style of baby clams with fresh curry leaves and fresh coconut slices, making it the authentic Kerala cuisine. So let's see how to make this and along with all the ingredients that we'll be using for this recipe. So if you guys been following our channel for quite some time, you should be familiar with most of these ingredients. If not, if this is your first time watching our show, please give us a thumbs up and a subscribe button. All right, if you turn on that notification, you'll be alarmed when our next video comes out, but that's all totally up to you. Let's take a look at all the ingredients. It's all fresh stuff here. So I got some garam masala, meat masala. I have 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. This is also 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1.5 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of fresh fennel. I mean dried, but still this is something that we can grow here because we have fresh dill, fennel all growing here as in our herb garden. So this is fresh from there. Of course we need our fresh coconut slices, 4 garlic cloves, green chilies, 4, that's according to, so it's not going to release a lot of spiciness, but that freshness from the green chilies and the garlic and ginger is going to enhance the flavor of baby clams. So I got about half a teaspoon or half an inch of ginger also ready. This is 5 medium-sized shallots that I thinly sliced. I didn't want to waste your time. And I got some fresh curry leaves. I could use, the more the merrier. So I'm not going to give you an exact amount how much I'm going to be using, but you will see along the way. Of course, we need to season this with black pepper and salt. I'm using Himalayan salt here. So I feel this is going to be really good. And of course, how can you make a Kerala dish without using coconut oil? I got coconut oil as well. So let's start the process. This is baby clams. We're going to open this packet and dump all of this into a bowl, and we're going to wash it a couple of times just so that in case if there is any residue or sand that is left in there, we can drain that off. That's the first step. Second of all, I'm going to crush together ginger, green chilies and garlic together. So I'm going to prep all this and I'm going to show you how that looks like. Alright, so I washed our clams. It's already pre-cooked, so they did majority of our work for us. How to clean your clams, that is when you are actually deshelling and all that kind of stuff that you take care of. But if you take a closer look at this, there will be a black thing in here. That's the what do you say? That's the gold. That's the good. This is good source of calcium. So there's nothing else to do from here. So we're just going to make all this into the Kerala style of a baby clams roast. So for that, let's turn on our stove. When you're using a clay pot, don't heat it on very high. Start slow and then increase your heat. Otherwise, you'll get a crack in that pot. Let's pour in about a tablespoon of coconut oil. We're going to let that heat up. So for that, we're just going to wait a couple minutes. In the meantime, what I did was crush together the ginger, garlic and green chilies and all that. This is good to go. I got about half cup of fresh slice of coconuts. Like I mentioned, this is 5 medium-sized shallots that I've thinly sliced, and it's just going to be adding one at a time and just seasoning this with some black pepper and Himalayan salt. If you don't have Himalayan salt, you can use regular salt. It's good for you when you use Himalayan salt. So I'm trying to transition my process of including more of the Himalayan salt in our diet than the regular salt that we are commonly using. Our pan is nice and hot, our oil is nice and hot. Let's add one at a time. First goes in our crushed ginger, garlic, and green chilies, along with our medium slice, 5 medium shallots, very thinly sliced. And I'm just crushing them in my hands to start reducing it down a bit so it separates on its own. Okay, into our pan, we're going to add fresh curry leaves. Like I said, curry leaves just releases a nice flavor along with coconut oil, and that's going to be just so good along with this baby clams. Though this product is actually from Vietnam, we feel so much close to that cuisine as well as our Indian Kerala cuisine. We're going to saute this for 5 minutes and I'll show you how that looks like. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. Our ginger, garlic, green chilies and shallots is all very well sauteed. We're going to go in with our teaspoon of turmeric powder along with a teaspoon and a half of red chili powder and 1 teaspoon of coriander powder and 1 teaspoon of meat masala or garam masala, whichever one you have on hand, no problem. And this is for the quantity of 14 ounces. Of that packet was 14 ounces, so I'm sure this is enough. It's not too spicy, it's not too mild either, so it's about in the medium range. So once you saute your spices in that coconut oil, it's just you're going to start sneezing. That's when you know that it's well cooked. It's coming. At this time, I'm going to go in with my fresh half cup of coconut slices. At this time, we're going to go in with our baby clams. When you take your baby clams, you want to squeeze out all the extra moisture. Let's stir fry. This is a dry roasted curry, so you shouldn't have any moisture in there. That popping sound is where that fried baby clams are happening. So just wait a couple minutes. Stir this around. Let's season this with some salt and black pepper. Let's give it a stir. This is a very simple recipe but full of flavors. While this is cooking, I'm just going to cover this and cook for about 4 to 5 minutes so that all those flavors can absorb into the baby clam. While that's cooking, I'm going to crush together all of this 1 teaspoon of fennel and I'll show you how that looks like. It's been 5 minutes. Let's open up. Wow. Our dish is coming towards the end. As you can see, there's no moisture at all in this. So now we're going to add, not everybody might not enjoy the flavor of fennel, but if you like it, add a pinch of fennel powder in there, freshly grounded. I got 1 teaspoon ready, so I'm just going to add it slowly. Alright, so our curry is completely done. I'm going to turn off my stove. Okay, this is a great dish to have it on a very rainy day. Usually that's when we get it, along with some rice. In case if you haven't seen how to make your own rice at home, I got that covered. So please do check that out. And I'll see you next time on Curry TV. Thank you. Bye.